when I had my heart attack. I blacked out. I was watching the floor coming up to hit, and I just blacked out. And when I recognized that I was someplace in this horrendously black place, I tried to yell out, but there was no sound. And as I felt this terror, this fear, what I did is I said, God help me, I don't belong here. I've had people that have been in a coma or a semi-coma that will be peacefully breathing and all of a sudden open up their eyes and they will say, how beautiful, how wonderful, and draw their last breath.
My brother drove me back to the hospital, and I said to him, you know, I've been feeling my husband and grandmother around me. My husband had died 6 months before I had my accident, and I said, I feel them around me so much. And he said, well, we weren't going to tell you this, but in intensive care, you started telling us about some story, some dream that you had.
I basically found myself floating in darkness with almost a diamond-like consciousness. I've had lucid dreams. This was far more real to me than any dream. I knew for real that I was detached from my body. In my case, there's no indication of whether I died or not.
When I had my experience, I was up out of my body, but I didn't realize that was what I was. What I thought I was seeing was like a big flower in front of me. It had petals that curved out, like this. And then I came closer and I was looking at it, it was fuzzy. And I thought, am I nearsighted even when I'm out of the body? And then I found myself just going, and it was into this blackness. It was like the blackest black you've ever seen.
And it was like a little firefly, like a little flint that is struck, and it sent a little flash of light. And I could see in the distance, and I said, I'm not alone. And I thought, what happens if it goes out? And as this thought went out, don't blow out, there was two more. And what I thought in the beginning was 3 candles. It was actually 3 beings of light, like angels, but not with wings, but humanoid, like a human body. And the one on the left called out, we came a long ways for you.
As I went into it, I could see this little dot of light. Tiny little dot of light, and I don't know whether I was going towards it or it was coming towards me or both, but I kept hearing my mother saying, would you like to come on up here and be with us, honey? We'd love to have you up here. Would you like to be here with us?
And I remember looking out to a meadow, and it was beautiful. There were trees and flowers and butterflies, and I knew my grandmother was there. And as soon as I thought of her, she just materialized. And my husband suddenly appears. He had, as I said, died 6 months earlier. And we knew. And this is the place we did communicate. We knew that we always loved each other, always did.
It was at this point that I began to realize that if I didn't say something or do something, I might well basically leave my wife a widow after 1 year of marriage, less than 1 year of marriage. So I consciously stopped a midpoint in the tunnel.
As I got closer to the light, all of a sudden it hit me. I could die right here, right this minute. I could be gone. And I looked at that light coming closer to me, and I saw the choice that I was being given. And I wanted to go so badly. And so because I wanted to go so badly, I said, no way. Because I knew that was the only way I could make it back.
And as we moved high up, they said, look, and I could see these rivulets of light coming together and forming a river. And this river was like flickering lights. And I saw this ocean of lights, the most beautiful sparkling colors. And as I looked off in the distance, there was a mountain of crystal, and it shone a golden light, a light that was so powerful, with so much love, that came up from behind that, and it said, "Your work is not done."
To stand in this light, all my life I wanted to be appreciated. I wanted somebody to tell me, "Nancy, you're good enough." I was good enough just as I was, and I was loved for no reason. There was no reason. I didn't have to be or do or say the right thing. I was just loved. And I remember just soaking that up because I was so parched.
So it took me a while to really know that the work that I was supposed to be doing is to help people through that passage, through that darkness, to take the fear away of dying, to let them know that there is more, that the death of the body is not the end, it's a new beginning. And it's such a beautiful place.